It's another daily update here on United and Everything Football. This is United Today. We've got news for you. Erik Ten Hag has granted his first interview to the club media since his contract renewal and also returning for training for pre-season at the club. What has Erik Ten Hag been saying? What has he been saying? We've got an update for you here. We've got transfer news for you as well. A name that we felt wasn't going to happen has popped up once again. What is really happening with that particular deal? I'll update you. Mason Greenwood news is here. Manuel Ugarte news. We've got news on Jared Brantwaite and also the players that are back in training. We've got all of this here for you on United Today. Let me make a quick turnaround. When I come back, I will unpack everything for you here on United Today. Thank you very much for joining us once again. If this is the first time watching us on this channel, please remember to subscribe and also hit the notification bell. We do bring you a lot of updates here on Man United and everything that has got to do with the club. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. In the course of the week, we'll be bringing you more on the podcast. We've gathered the boys. They'll be here. We'll discuss a lot more issues here on the podcast. But let me quickly start from Erik Ten Hag, the coach of the club, who returned to training with the club on Monday, and after he signed a new contract, he's granted an interview with the club's media where he's been talking about a few things with regards to the club and exactly what we should expect in the coming season. He made mention of the new leadership structure around the club, talked about the expectations and a few more things. It was a long interview, but we just clipping this part of the interview to bring to you so you get to understand exactly what Coach Erik Ten Hag is saying. So let's listen to this short clip of Erik Ten Hag where he talks about the ambitions for next season and also the new structure that has been assembled by the club.
So boss, congratulations on your contract extension. How excited are you for the future?
Very. Otherwise I wouldn't extend my contract. And I'm here now for 2 years. I said I came here to win titles, trophies. So we won 2 trophies after a dry of 6 years. So we are in a good direction. And now with the new ownership coming in, they can help us. They are very supportive. And when we made this as our process, and that's what we constructed during across the summer, we are in a very good position, in a very strong position to go into attack.
Like you said, the structures are so important. So how good is it to see that Jason Wilcox and Dan Ashworth have started work already?
We are so pleased that around the football, around that first team, that we have a strong structure and that will help us, that they are really supportive, that will help us in many ways, like in scouting, recruitment, like in departments as medical and performance, that will be so supportive, that will raise the bar.
Obviously it's only a week till our own pre-season campaign starts as well. We've got Rosenborg in Norway, Rangers in Scotland and the 3 US tour games. So how important are these games when it comes to preparing for the start of the season?
We don't have so much time to prepare, and that is we have only a very short slot to prepare, and because first of all, the lads, they deserved and they needed the rest, but now we are back and you feel they are energized, but yeah, we have to realize it's a short slot to go into the season, so we have to take every game very serious to step up. And so from game to game, we have to achieve higher levels. So every game is important.
And is it good to get that test against different opposition as well? Because obviously in America we've got Arsenal and Liverpool who we're familiar with, but Real Betis as well in San Diego.
That would be a great game also because so our shirt sponsor is their main head address. So we want to show there what United is, but United I think have a lot of fans. We had that experience last season, how big United also is in USA, and in USA football is really coming up, and it would be an excited event against an opponent as Betis, a good opponent, attractive opponent, will be a great game. And we're really looking forward. Also the stadium, we played there last season, very good ambience, very good experience. So that will be also giving energy into our team to give a good performance.
And when we played there last season, we had a younger team out against Wrexham, but do you expect it to be a strong team this year? Obviously looking to get that preparation in.
The senior players we have, and we have there, I think, a decent number of senior players who will form the foundation of a good team. And to perform there well, to prepare, to progress our game model so that we are ready for the season. Because as I said, every game is so important this pre-season because we don't have so much time, and Manchester City, a final is coming soon.
So in a way, like, is everyone starting from a blank slate almost to show what they can do, that squad depth, like you say?
It's in every season, after a break, and you will have surprises. And I'm really looking forward, so curious, who is this season, the surprise, who can contribute to our team. Like last year, Kobbie Mainoo, Alejandro Garnacho coming up, playing a big role, even the two goal scorers in the final. But today we started, and which player is there and can do the same?
Well, so that is Coach Erik Ten Hag giving his perspective or giving an interview and sharing his thoughts on what we should expect from the team. And also, so the players are back in training, and you can see from the pictures they are getting themselves in shape. I told you yesterday, my updates, that we have a game to happen. The first preseason game will be happening on the 15th of July against Rosenborg in Norway. And we'll be seeing the guys in action. We have a majority of the first team players available. Rashford is available, Casemiro is available, Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lindelof, Andre Onana. All of these players are available. And a chunk, Mason Mount, a chunk of the youth team are also available. Ten Hag in the interview somewhere mentioned that he was happy with the way the young players have sort of popped up. In his first season, it was Alejandro Garnacho. Last season, it was Kobbie Mainoo. Who is the player that pops up? Who is the player that pops up? Well, we put up a poll. A lot of people share their perspectives, but let's see how it goes. A lot of these players, there is Willy Kambuala, there is Ethan Wheatley, there is Toby Coylia. All of these players are there. We'll see which of the young players pop up or becomes a sensation and joins the first team in that regard. Let's move on to other stories. So, just earlier yesterday, we were there, and the news came out that United had made a written offer of £42 million or 50 million euros, including bonuses, to Lille in France for the services of Lenny Yoro. I have come here to update you on Lenny Yoro, and that United are very, very much interested. Not United alone, clubs like PSG, clubs like Liverpool are all interested in the player. But we know where the player's heart lies. He has made it very clear that he wants to play for Real Madrid. But United have gone ahead, sent a deal to the club, and the club has accepted the deal. So that was reports coming from France. A few French people were breaking the news. A lot of us felt that it was just a ploy by the club to, extort a lot more money or get a lot more money from Real Madrid, because the offer Madrid had made for the player is relatively lower, or is considered low by the club. And the club feels that they can get a lot more for the player. So a lot of us felt that they were using Manchester United's name as some sort of a transfer bargaining chip for Real Madrid to up their bid for the player. Now, just then we realized that the popular ones, or the very reliable transfer gurus, or the transfer journalists, Fabrizio Romano, were all reported. So Fabrizio reported that it is true that United had made a bid and the bid had been accepted by Lille, but a decision would have to be made by the player on whether he intends to join the club or not. So there's an element of truth in Lenny Yoro bid that United have sent. Now, not just Fabrizio, Plettigul or Florian Plattenberg in Germany, another very reliable source, said that Yoro has not made a decision yet on whether he will join Manchester United or Real Madrid. That's his perspective. But the general consensus is that the player wishes to play for Real Madrid. But I begin to ask myself a few questions. Why would Man United make a move for a player when they know perfectly well that the player has made a decision to play for another club, which is Real Madrid? Why? Has there been an indication from the players' camp that, well, something can happen? Have we gotten wind of something? Well, maybe, because it's quite interesting that a club makes a decision of such nature, whether they would want to go in for the player or not. But that is the situation, and this is where it stands, or things stand at the moment. So Lenny Yoro's bid has gone in. The club has accepted the bid. Real Madrid is offering something far lower, less than £20 million for the player, which Lille believes is not the acceptable value, and that United have made a far better offer, of which they have accepted and feel. Because now, let me give you a quick update on the player's contract. The player has 1 year left on his contract, and this is what it's saying. If push comes to shove, if Real Madrid is unable to agree a fee for the player, it is believed that the player can stay at Lille for 1 year and leave for free, just like Mbappe did. So that is one thing that Lille is trying to avoid. So we'll see how this unfolds with regards to Lenny Yoro, United, Real Madrid, and Lille. It's a lot more things happening. And so United still attacking from all angles. And we are still in for Matthias de Ligt. The deal is ongoing. A lot of reports indicating that negotiations with Bayern moving on very, very well, although no breakthrough has been made yet in terms of whether the player is coming or not. On Joshua Zexi, all has been agreed, the structure and everything. So very soon there can be an announcement on Joshua Zexi and whether he stays or not. Also, the Times are reporting that United are expected to make another bid for Jared Brantwaite. A third bid is likely to go in. I don't know how much is likely to go in, but we hope that when the third bid goes in, it becomes one that is accepted by Everton for the player Jared Brantwaite to join Manchester United. So that's it with the incomings. Manuel Ugarte to Santi Arua in France is also reporting that there's been positive discussions between the clubs. So whatever the recruitment meeting that has happened, a lot is happening within the club. United firing in all angles, firing in all cylinders, trying to get deals over the line. As it stands, it's just surface or just discussions ongoing, but real or concrete news hasn't come yet as to whether the deals have been accepted or not, and whether, apart from Joshua's exit, that we know that everything looks sorted at the moment. So that's it with regards to the defenders and a few more things that we are looking at. Let's look at some departures. So Fabrizio, David Ornstein reported earlier that United have reached an agreement with Olympique Marseille for the transfer of Mason Greenwood, although he added that an agreement between Mason Greenwood and Marseille hasn't been reached yet. A lot has been happening around this whole Mason Greenwood deal, but as things stand, a deal between United and Marseille has happened. And how is the deal going to be like? What is the structure of this deal? The transfer fee involved, total transfer fee is £26.7 million. The fixed fee is £23.3 million, and then there's £3.4 million in add-ons. 50% of any future sale goes to United. And this is the catch as well. United has the right to buy additional percentage. Yes, right to buy additional percentage if the club wishes to do that. So this is the structure of the Mason Greenwood deal, and that's how it's going to look like. But there's a twist. The mayor of Marseille, a man known as Benoit Payan, has come out to say a lot of things and essentially not happy about the club going in for Mason Greenwood. He said a lot of things, but let me summarize it, or let me read one part of his statement where he says that I will ask the president of Accept Marseill not to recruit Greenwood. I do not want my club to be covered in the shame of someone who hits a wife. I don't want my club to be covered in the ashes of someone who hits his wife like that. It is unacceptable. So this is news coming from, or a quote from Mayor of Marseille, Benoit Payan, and that's what he's saying. And it looks as if there's a lot more issues being raised in Marseille with regards to this Mason Greenwood deal. And that brings another further twist that came in from Di Marzio and Alfredo Pedula. They are saying that Lazio are still hoping that they can get Mason Greenwood. So although a deal has been agreed with a club to club, the player hasn't made a decision yet. Obviously, because of some of these situations or messages that is being sent across by the owners of this club. So that's how things are going with Mason Greenwood. So a lot is happening around the transfers. It's been transfers around Manchester United. We've got more of it for you as and when we get there. I'm sure by the time you are listening to this, maybe something might be happening. Also, on the assistant coaching situation, Mitchell van der Gaag, it's expected that he will leave the club as assistant. He's Ten Hag's trusted number 2. It's expected that Van der Gaag will leave the club this season. I've already told you about the incoming assistant coaches, Ruud van Nistelrooy and René Hake. We've also signed in a new goalkeepers trainer who has also come in. All these 3 people are Dutch people, and the whole deal is pending visas approval from the UK government. Until then, these people can start work. There hasn't been an official announcement from the club yet because of these hold-ups. So that's how situation are with regards to assistant coaches. So that's it. That's how I end today's edition of United Today. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment on some of the issues that we've shared, and also remember to like. It's important to like the videos for us. Please remember to subscribe. It's very, very important to us if you've not done that. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great time. Bye-bye.